Congratulations, you just got a raise, landed a big bonus, closed a successful business deal, or finally saw your investments pay off. Your first instinct? Share the good news with friends, family, and maybe even post about it online. But here's the hard truth that wealthy people know and broke people ignore. The moment you announce your financial success, you've activated forces that will work against your wealth accumulation. Your money just became everyone else's business, and that's a dangerous position to be in. This isn't about being secretive, paranoid, or antisocial. It's about understanding human psychology, protecting your financial trajectory, and avoiding the traps that destroy wealth faster than it can be built. When you broadcast your financial wins, you trigger jealousy, create expectations, invite judgment, and attract people who see you as a resource rather than a person. You shift from builder to target. Research on financial independence shows that true wealth brings freedom, reduced stress, and the ability to make choices based on values rather than financial constraints. But these benefits only materialize if you protect your wealth-building process from external interference. The moment you make your finances public, you lose control over your financial narrative and open yourself to pressures that derail even the best plans. Wealthy people understand something crucial. Financial privacy is a competitive advantage. While others broadcast every raise and purchase, seeking validation and status, the truly wealthy move silently. They build assets quietly, make investments privately, and grow their net worth without public commentary. This silence protects them from emotional manipulation, maintains their negotiating power, and allows them to make decisions based on strategy rather than social pressure. The digital age has made this principle even more critical. Social media creates an environment where people constantly broadcast their financial status: new cars, homes, vacations, purchases. But what looks like success is often debt-financed consumption, while real wealth accumulation happens invisibly. Those who understand wealth stay quiet, invest the difference, and let compound growth work in silence. This video reveals exactly why financial silence is essential for wealth building, exploring the psychological, social, and strategic reasons you should keep your financial success private. You'll learn what happens when you announce income gains, how it sabotages your wealth trajectory, and why the wealthiest people you know probably never told you about their money until it was undeniable and irreversible. The truth is uncomfortable. Your financial success threatens people. It challenges their beliefs about what's possible, exposes their own lack of progress, and creates uncomfortable comparisons. When you stay silent, you avoid triggering these reactions and maintain the psychological space to continue building without interference. Before we dive into the 3 critical reasons why financial silence protects and accelerates wealth building, I want to hear from you. Are you enjoying this video so far? And where in the world are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I love connecting with viewers globally. The first and most immediate reason to keep financial success private is protection from jealousy, entitlement, and the relationship damage they cause. The moment people know you have money, the dynamics of nearly every relationship in your life shifts, and rarely for the better. Human psychology includes a powerful jealousy mechanism that activates when others succeed, particularly when that success is financial. Friends who were supportive when you struggled become distant or resentful when you prosper. Family members who never questioned your choices suddenly have opinions about how you should spend your money, as if your success belongs to them. Financial advisors note that achieving financial independence brings peace of mind and better relationships, but only when handled carefully. The key is that people respond positively to your financial security when it's demonstrated through stability and generosity, not when it's announced as recent gains that make them feel behind by comparison. When you announce a raise, bonus, or windfall, you create an immediate hierarchy shift in social dynamics. People who saw themselves as peers now see themselves as lesser. This isn't rational or fair, but it's deeply embedded in human psychology. The comparison is automatic and painful for them, and that pain often manifests as jealousy disguised as criticism. Why did you get promoted and not me? Must be nice to afford that. I guess some people just get lucky. These comments aren't really about you. They're about the other person's discomfort with their own financial position. But they create emotional friction that damages relationships and creates stress you didn't invite. More dangerous than jealousy is entitlement. Once people know you have money, they begin to feel entitled to access it. Family members borrow money they never intend to repay. Friends suggest splitting bills unevenly since you can afford it. Distant relatives suddenly need financial help. Romantic partners expect you to pay for everything. Each request seems small and reasonable in isolation, but collectively they drain both your finances and your emotional energy. The expectation problem compounds over time. If you help someone once, they expect it forever. If you say no after previously saying yes, you're selfish or changed by money. You're trapped between maintaining relationships by giving constantly, destroying your wealth, or protecting your finances by refusing, destroying relationships anyway. The only winning move is not creating the expectation in the first place by keeping financial gains private. Financial privacy also protects marriages and partnerships. When one partner announces income gains publicly, it creates pressure on the relationship to upgrade lifestyle visibly to match the announcement. Friends and family expect you to enjoy your success, which translates to spending on consumption rather than investing. Couples who keep financial wins private maintain the freedom to make strategic decisions about that money without external pressure. There's also safety and privacy. Broadcasting wealth makes you a target for scams, theft, manipulation, and exploitation. People who know you have money will craft schemes to separate you from it, often disguised as investment opportunities, business partnerships, or emotional appeals. The wealthiest people understand this instinctively. They don't announce raises, bonuses, or investment gains. They live modestly relative to their means, invest the difference quietly, and let their wealth compound invisibly. Only when their wealth becomes undeniable through long-term stability do others realize what happened. And by then, it's established fact rather than recent change, which creates entirely different social dynamics. If you're finding these insights valuable and want to understand the other critical reasons why financial silence accelerates wealth building, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to reach 1,000 subscribers, and your support helps us create content that protects your financial future with strategies most people never learn. Thank you for being part of this community. The second critical reason for financial privacy is preserving negotiating power and maintaining strategic advantage in every financial transaction and career move you make. Information asymmetry creates power, and the moment you broadcast your financial position, you surrender that power permanently. In salary negotiations, your financial situation should remain completely private. If your employer knows you just received a windfall, inheritance, or successful investment return, they have zero incentive to offer competitive compensation. Why pay more when you don't need it? Conversely, if they know you're desperate financially, they can lowball offers knowing you're likely to accept. The optimal position is neutral. They don't know your financial status, so they must offer competitively based on market value alone. Financial independence gives you tremendous negotiating power because you're not desperate, but that power only works if the other party doesn't know you have it. When negotiating a new job, you want the employer to believe you have options and can walk away. But you don't want them to know you're already financially secure enough that salary barely matters, or they'll offer less knowing you might accept for other reasons. The same principle applies to business negotiations. When selling a business, property, or investment, you never want buyers to know you're financially comfortable enough to wait for the right price. That knowledge gives them leverage to offer less and wait you out, expecting you to accept eventually for convenience rather than need. Maintaining financial privacy preserves the perception that you're motivated to close deals at favorable terms. In purchasing negotiations, financial privacy is equally crucial. When buying real estate, vehicles, or making significant purchases, sellers who believe you're wealthy will increase prices, knowing you can afford it. Real estate agents show more expensive properties to clients they perceive as affluent, limiting your ability to find value deals. Car dealers charge premium prices to buyers who appear able to pay. Financial privacy gives you access to better deals because sellers don't automatically inflate prices based on perceived ability to pay. Investment opportunities operate similarly. When people know you have capital, They bring you opportunities that are often terrible deals dressed up as exclusive access. True high-quality investment opportunities don't need to be sold hard. They're competitive and selective. The deals actively marketed to rich people are usually the ones that sophisticated investors already passed on. Financial privacy filters out garbage opportunities because people don't know you have money to invest. Career advancement also benefits from financial privacy. Colleagues who know you're financially comfortable may resent your promotions, believing you don't need it as much as others. Managers may pass you over for raises, assuming you're financially secure enough that money isn't motivating. Your career progression benefits when it's evaluated purely on merit and performance rather than perceived financial need. Financial silence also protects your strategic planning. When you keep wealth-building activities private, you can make bold moves without public scrutiny or pressure. You can start businesses, make unconventional investments, or take calculated risks without friends and family questioning every decision or offering unsolicited opinions based on their limited understanding of your full strategy. The wealthiest investors and entrepreneurs maintain information asymmetry intentionally. Warren Buffett famously keeps investment decisions private until legally required to disclose them, preventing others from front-running his positions. Successful entrepreneurs often work on ventures secretly for years before public launch, avoiding copycats and maintaining competitive advantage. This principle scales down to personal finance. Your financial moves work better when others don't see them coming or don't know they happened. Finally, financial privacy preserves optionality. When your finances are public knowledge, people create expectations about what you'll do next. They expect certain lifestyle choices, career moves, or spending patterns. When your finances are private, you maintain complete freedom to make decisions based purely on strategy and values rather than managing others' expectations about what a person at your level should do. The third essential reason for financial silence is psychological. It protects you from the enormous social pressure to convert financial gains into visible consumption rather than invisible wealth accumulation. This pressure is the single biggest destroyer of wealth among high earners who never achieve financial freedom despite impressive incomes. When you announce financial success, you trigger social expectations that you'll demonstrate that success through lifestyle upgrades. Got a raise? Friends expect you to pick up more dinner tabs, buy rounds of drinks, or upgrade your apartment. Bonus at work? Family expects generous gifts, investment windfall. Your social circle anticipates you'll plan an impressive vacation or make visible purchases that prove your success. These expectations create intense psychological pressure because humans have deep evolutionary needs for belonging and status. When your tribe expects certain behaviors, deviating from those expectations risks social rejection. Announcing financial gains without visible lifestyle changes makes people question whether the gains were real, whether you're cheap, or whether you think you're better than them by not celebrating together. The pressure to spend becomes overwhelming. Research shows that financial freedom brings peace of mind, better health, and the ability to focus on what you want to do rather than what you have to do. But these benefits only materialize when you're actually building wealth, when you're converting income into assets rather than consumption. Social pressure to visibly demonstrate success through spending directly contradicts the behaviors that create actual financial freedom. The consumption pressure operates insidiously through constant small nudges rather than explicit demands. Let's go somewhere nice for dinner. You can afford it now. Why are you still driving that old car after your promotion? When are you going to upgrade to a nicer place? Each comment seems harmless, even caring, but collectively they push you toward consumption and away from wealth building. Financial silence eliminates this pressure entirely. When people don't know about your raise, bonus, or investment returns, they don't expect lifestyle changes. You can continue living below your means, investing the difference, and building wealth without constant social friction. Your choices don't require justification because nobody knows there's anything to justify. This privacy also protects you from the keeping up with the Joneses trap that destroys wealth. When your social circle broadcasts their financial wins and subsequent purchases, it creates competitive pressure to match their visible consumption. But when you keep your wins private, you opt out of that competition entirely. You're playing a different game with different rules and different objectives. Wealth accumulation rather than status signaling. The psychological benefit of financial privacy is profound. Living below your means while building wealth creates cognitive dissonance when everyone knows you could afford more. Why are they being so cheap when they just got that big bonus? But when your financial gains are private, living modestly creates zero dissonance. Nobody questions frugal choices they think are necessary. But everyone questions frugal choices they know are optional. Financial independence advocates consistently emphasize that true freedom comes from building assets that generate passive income, not from consuming more as income rises. But social pressure makes this path nearly impossible when your income gains are public knowledge. Privacy gives you the psychological space to make wealth-building choices without defending them constantly. The pattern among truly wealthy individuals is consistent. They built wealth in silence, lived below their means without broadcasting it, and only became publicly wealthy after their assets were so substantial that lifestyle differences became undeniable. By that point, wealth was established fact rather than recent gain, which creates completely different social dynamics. Admiration rather than jealousy, requests for advice rather than requests for money. Your financial life is yours alone. The people who need to know your financial situation for legitimate reasons, spouse, tax advisor, financial planner, already know. Everyone else, they don't need that information. And giving it to them costs you power, options, and wealth-building capacity while providing zero benefit. Financial silence isn't secrecy or dishonesty. It is strategic privacy that protects your ability to build the life you actually want, rather than the life others expect you to perform.